Hi, I'm Sandra Hawkins and I want to show you arrays in Java. So firstly, a regular variable, you might have int num equals 10. That is a variable referred to by the name num that will hold an int value and has been assigned the value 10. So that just holds one value, one variable, one value. Where an array, I'm going to declare an array here, int square brackets numbers. So that at the minute is a variable called numbers that will refer to an array of integers. So it stores many values in one location. So firstly, if I were to draw a diagram for this, do it here on the next line. So that's a variable called numbers that will refer to an area in memory. But right now it doesn't refer to an area in memory. If I were to go ahead and assign a value up here, it'll be equals new int square bracket 5. So that code that I've written there, so the assignment operator works from the right to the left. What's on the right hand side of that is please give me new memory for 5 int variables. And they will be referred to by the variable called numbers. But we have to use an index to access each element, but we'll see that now in a minute. So that line of code there on line 10, so the diagram for that, I'm going to draw it. That would set up 5 storage spaces and each element would have a default value of 0 because I've declared an int array. If this were a double array, each value would have 0.0. If it were a string array, each value would have the default value of null. So that sets up new memory for 5 integers referred to by a variable called numbers. Now, if I want to change the values in any of those locations, I would call the array by its name, so numbers and square brackets. Square brackets 0 would refer to the first element up here. So if I want to change the value there, say 12, that would take 12 and assign it into position 0 of the numbers array. So now, my diagram there, that would change to 12. Just for the purpose here, if you want this diagram, I'm going to just take a copy of that, move it down under here, just to show you that the first location there will be 12. Now, and I'm just going to write in the rest of this. So numbers, square bracket 1 would be the next one. And give that a different value, equals 22. Now I'm just going to copy and paste this and just change the values there. Oops. So copy that. And there we go. So just to change the index position here. So that will be 2, that one will be 3, and that one will be 4. Yeah, so just to redo my little diagram, I call this a diagram. So numbers. So numbers 1, and at the top of this as well, just going to put in here the location of these. So that one is position 0. I'm just going to space these out a little bit as well so it looks a bit better. That is position 1. This one here, the third one, is at position 2. The fourth one is at position 3. And the last one, the fifth element there, is at position 4. So just to change up some of the values that are here as well. So if we go 12, maybe 14, we put 3, 10, and 7. So just to update these accordingly. So number square bracket 0 is 12. Number square brackets 1, that gets changed to 14. Numbers square bracket 2 gets the value of 3. Numbers square bracket 3 gets the value of 10. And the last one there, numbers square bracket 4, gets the value of 7. So that's what they would look like afterwards. Now, and just to do a printout as well here now. Numbers and square brackets. Now, that's not complete yet. What I'm going to do is just do that 5 more times or 4 more times. So I have a total of 5. So to print out the value that's in the first array element, so for me to print out the value of 12, I will access that with numbers 0. To print out the value of 14, I'll access that with the value of 1, and so on. 2, 3, and 4. Now, that value that I've popped in the square brackets is known as the index, or the subscript as well that it's known as. So subscript or index. So the first array element is always 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they go up by 1 each time. Now, in the next demonstrations, I will show you how to use a for loop, the basic for loop and the enhanced for loop instead of this printout, but that's just show you a very basic example without any loops. I'm just going to print that just to see the output. So it does print the position there, the value from each position of the array. So what I've created here is an array, just a basic integer array. I've called it numbers, and on the left hand side there of the equals, that declares a variable called numbers that will refer to an int array. On the same line, I've assigned it new memory for 5 int elements. So I'm only asking for 5 elements, and you have to specify the position there. It will, when you ask for new memory, you get a new position in memory, and the default for ints are 0. And there I've changed the first element to 12, so that will get updated in memory, and then I've 4 more lines there to assign values to each array element. So these assigns values to each array element. Here on the following lines, and my printouts here will print out the value at each array position. And that is the output there below. So look at the next tutorials for to show you demonstrations of using the basic loop and the enhanced for loop for arrays.